Hello everyone. These notes will cover section 6.4, which deals with solving rational equations. Now we're going to start by finding the LCM of 2x plus 8 and 3x plus 12. LCM stands for least common multiple. Now we'll factor each term first. And when we factor 2 from 2x, we get x in parentheses. When we factor 2 from 8, we get 4 in parentheses. And when we factor 3 from x, we get x in parentheses, and 3 from 12, we get 4 in parentheses. Notice both these terms share that common factor of x plus 4, so we will include x plus 4 in our LCM. Now we need to find the least common multiple between 2 and 3. And what that means is we have to list multiples of 2 and multiples of 3. So we would multiply 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, and then we keep going, listing multiples of 2. You do the same thing with 3. 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, and we would keep going. What we're looking for is the smallest multiple that we have in common, and in this case, it would be 6. Therefore, we include 6 along with x plus 4 as our LCM. Now we're going to use the LCM in this next example to solve the equation. When we look at our two fractions, we have 7 over 5x plus 1 over 7 over 5v plus 1 over v. Our denominators need to be the same in order for us to combine these two fractions together. So in order to get that like denominator, I have 5v here, I have 1v here. I can make this 5v become, or make this 1v become 5v, right? We could simply multiply that denominator by 5. So this 5v is going to be our LCM. That's going to be our least common multiple. That's the smallest multiple we can have in both denominators in order to add these two fractions. Once you get your LCM, you're going to multiply each of those terms on both sides of this equation by that LCM. So in this case, we're multiplying the first term, the second term, and the term that's on the right side of the equation by 5v. Now, when we do that, this 5v is going to cancel, leaving 7 in the numerator. And when we multiply the 1 divided by 5v, right, or 1 divided by v by 5v, the v's are going to cancel, leaving 5 times 1 in the numerator, or 5. So now on the left side, we have 7 plus 5, that gives us 12. We're also multiplying 5v times 1 on that right side of the equation, that gives us 5v. So we'll carry down the 5v. We have 12 equals 5v. To solve, we'll divide both sides of this equation by 5. The 5's will cancel on the right side, leaving our solution on the left, 12 divided by 5. All right, let's look at the next example. Now notice we have 7 divided by x plus 7 equals the equal sign 6 divided by x minus 6. Now we're going to solve this equation by cross multiplying. We're going to cross multiply, multiply the terms that are diagonal to each other. Now, when we do that, we'll have 7 times x minus 6. Those terms are diagonal to each other. So remember, we got to distribute this 7 here. And on the opposite diagonal, we have 6 times x plus 7. Again, we have to distribute outside parentheses that term. On the left side, 7 times x gives us 7x, and 7 times minus 6 gives us negative 42. And it equals 6 times x gives us 6x, 6 times 7 gives us 42. Now we're going to combine like terms that are on opposite sides of the equation. So we're going to subtract 6x from both sides of the equation, and we're going to add 42 to both sides of the equation. So this is a plus. We're going to add 42 to the left side and the right side of the equation. Now, when we do that, on the left side of the equation, the 42s are going to cancel, and we're left with 7x minus 6x. That gives us 1x. On the right side, the 6x is going to cancel, and that leaves us with 42 plus 42, 84 on the right side. This is our solution. X equals 84. All right, let's look at the next example. We have 6 divided by 11y plus 9 divided by y equals 1. So our least common multiple, what's the least common multiple we need in order to add these two fractions together? We need 11y's. So we're going to multiply each of the terms by that LCM by 11y. And when we multiply 6 divided by 11y by 11y, the 11y's will cancel, leaving 6. Plus, when we multiply 11y times 9 divided by y, the y's are going to cancel, and that'll leave 9 times 11, which gives us 99. Carry down your 99, carry down your equal sign, and on the right side of that equal sign, 11y times 1 leaves us with 11y. Now we're going to combine like terms over here on the left. 6 plus 20, 6 plus 99 gives us 105. And that equals 11y. We'll divide both sides of this equation by 11 to solve this equation. And we'll get our answer. The 11s will cancel out as y equals 105 divided by 11. All right, the next problem, we see 10 divided by x in the first fraction minus 10 divided by x minus 7, and it equals 6 over x. So our common denominator, remember when we did that first example, we're looking for that least common multiple. We have x minus 7 and we have 1x. We want to make sure that each term is represented. So in order to get our LCM, we're going to have to multiply these two terms together. So it's x times x minus 7 that we're going to distribute and multiply each term by that x times x minus 7. When we multiply 10 over x times x minus 7, the x's are going to cancel, leaving 10 times x minus 7 in the numerator. So that leaves 10 times x minus 7. We just have to distribute that 10. So 10 times x gives us 10x. 10 times the minus 7 gives us negative 70. And now the second term, 10 divided by x minus 7, when we multiply that term times x minus 7, the x minus 7s will cancel, leaving just 10 times x in the numerator. So that's minus 10x that we carry down. And on the right side of the equal sign, the x's will cancel, leaving 6 times x minus 7. And we got to distribute. 6 times x gives us 6x. 6 times minus 7 gives us negative 42. So we'll combine like terms here. On the left side of the equation, notice we have 10x minus x. That's going to cancel out the x term. And we'll carry down our negative 70 equals, and on the right side of the equal sign, we had 6x minus 42. Now we're going to solve by adding 42 to both sides of this equation. And when we do that, 42 is going to cancel on the right side of the equation. We carry down our 6x. And on the left side, negative 70 plus 42, we get negative 28 equals 6x. To solve, we're going to divide both sides of this equation by 6. The 6 will cancel on the right side, leaving x, and we're left with negative 28 divided by 6 on the left side. Now, negative 28 divided by 6 can be reduced. We can divide both of these terms by 2. And when we do that, 28 divided by 2 will get 14, and 3 divided by 2, or 6 divided by 2, will get 3. So our answer in reduced form is negative 14 thirds. All right, let's look at the next example. We have solve and check 1 divided by 2x squared minus 8, and we factor the 2x squared minus 8 by taking away our 2. We can factor 2 from 2x squared, and we'll get x squared in parentheses. And then 2 from 8, we'll get 4 in parentheses. This x squared minus 4, is a difference of perfect square terms, where you can identify your A and your B terms. Our A term is x. We're squaring x to get x squared, so we'll factor as x plus 2 and x minus 4, x minus 2, because our B term can be factored using 2 and 2. We still keep our 2 outside parentheses. So this denominator has 2 and then x plus 2 times x minus 2. And we're adding this to a fraction that has x minus 2 in the denominator. So we see the differences. In our denominators, we have x minus 2. We have a x plus 2 on the right side. But remember, we need a common denominator. We need that LCM. So all of these denominators must be the same. In this case, we need to have a combination of every term represented. So we need the 2, the x plus 2, and the x minus 2. We have 2x plus 2 and x minus 2 in the first term. We only have x minus 2 in the second term. We only have x plus 2 in the third term. So together, this 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 2 would be our LCM that we're going to use to multiply each of the terms in the brackets by. So each of the terms we're distributing here, when we multiply that first term, 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 2, that denominator is going to cancel. And that leaves us with 1 in the numerator. When we multiply the second term, 8 divided by x minus 2 times that LCM, the x minus 2s are going to cancel. And that'll leave 8 times 2, okay? This is showing 8 times 2, and then times that x plus 2. When we multiply the term on the right side of the equal sign, x plus 2 will cancel, leaving 9 times 2 outside parentheses and x minus 2 inside parentheses. So we got to remember to distribute after we multiply these terms. So we'll carry down our 1 on the left side plus, and then 2 times 8 gives us 16. Carry down your x plus 2. Remember, we got to distribute here. And then on the right side of the equal sign, 2 times 9 gives us 18. And remember, we got to distribute times that x minus 2. Carry down your 1. And then 16 times x gives us 16x. And 16 times 2 gives us 32 equals 18 times x gives us 18x. 18 times minus 2 gives us negative 36. We'll combine like terms. 1 plus 32 gives us 33. Carry down your 16x, your equal sign, your 18x, and your minus 36. Then we're going to subtract 18x from both sides of this equation. And we're also going to subtract 32 from both sides of this equation. And when we do that, the 30, I said subtract 32, we should be subtracting 33 from both sides of this equation. And when we do that, the 33s are going to cancel on the left side, leaving us with 16x minus 18, that's negative 2x, equals the 18x's are going to cancel on the right side of the equation, and we're left with negative 36 minus 33. That gives us negative 69. To solve, we're going to divide both sides of this equation by negative 2. The negative 2's cancel on the left, leaving x. And that equals negative 69 divided by negative 2. And remember, a negative divided by negative is positive. This is our answer, 69 divided by 2. All right, let's look at the next example. We have C equals AB over T, and we're asked to solve for A. That means to get A by itself is our goal. Now notice A is in the numerator, and it's beside the B, and it's also divided by T. So we're trying to get rid of all of the terms except for A. We'll start by getting rid of that T. Remember, you could also solve this by cross multiplying, right? So C times T gives us CT, and then A times B will give us AB. AB times 1 gives us AB. To solve for A, we're just going to divide. We're dividing both sides of the equation by B. The B's are going to cancel on the right side, and that leaves us with CT divided by B. This is our answer. All right, in this example, we're asked to solve for t again, or solve for x. So we're looking to, you could set this up by cross multiplying again. If we cross multiply, we'll have 1 times 1 gives us 1. And t times 7 minus x. Now let me write that over here because you have t times 7 minus x. You got to remember to distribute. So we multiply t times 7 and t times that minus x. T times 7 gives us 7t. T times the minus x gives us negative xt. Now from there, we're going to look at our situation. Remember, your goal is to solve for x, okay? So we're going to remove this minus 2x. We're going to make it positive by moving it to the right side of the equation. So we're going to add xt to both sides of this equation. Now, when we do that, we make that x a positive term. And then we're going to carry this 1 over to the left side of the equation. So we're going to subtract 1. The 1's will cancel on the right side, leaving xt. And on the left side, the xt is going to cancel. We're left with 7t minus 1. And then we just divide both sides of this equation by t. So the t's will cancel, and we have x equals 7t minus 1 divided by t. All right, that's the last example from this section. We're going to stop here.